Hello, I'm Marc Sumner, host of the Channel Chat podcast show, and today we are at Enable's conference in Pau in Berlin, and I've actually come into the Heads, is it the Heads Nerd studio or the Cove, or what do we call this place, Mark? What is it?
The Head Nerd Lounge.
The Head Nerd Lounge, okay. Actually, when you get called that, do you get offended with that, being called nerds, or geeks, or whatever you want to call it?
I've been trying to change my title since I came into the role 5 years ago, because I always joke that I'm the nerd that doesn't belong because I'm not technical. I'm the head nerd that's responsible for all things sales and marketing related, and I'm getting used to it now 5 years later, but I still, like when I hand out my business card, or like you look at my LinkedIn, you look at my email signature, like it literally says head nerd. And so, but I'm leaning into it now. I've grown into the role, and I'm actually very proud to be part of the Head Nerds.
And give us an overview, Mark. I'll kick off with you. Give us an overview. What do the Head Nerds actually do?
It's a weird team in a sense, right? Like we're a function of our product team, but we're not product. We work with sales, but we're not sales. We work with marketing, but we're not marketing. We work with engineering, but we're not engineering. So we're a bit of everybody, but we're not. So the easiest way to say it is that we're the voice of the customer. We're here to help our partners grow, and we're help them be efficient. So the team does training, webinars, events like these, content. We write books now. Stephanie's written too. We do a lot of these kind of content to help our partners through their journey.
We're basically subject matter experts in our particular line of product. Like we have with Ben, he's Microsoft, so he's our nerd devoted to Microsoft. We have Jason and Paul, who are the head nerds devoted to N Central and how to help our partners become more proficient in using N Central. We have the Insight, with Joe Furla. Lewis does a little bit of Insight every once in a while, but he's our security. So if MSPs are looking to level up their internal security, and then how do you ensure that your customers are secure, he's our security nerd. So we all have our individual lines of expertise, and again, with me being the sales and marketing, what I always say is I help our partners take all the products that they're buying from Enable, and I teach them how to make money off of it and how to grow.
Most vendors, I don't think, do this. It's quite an unusual department because most vendors don't really invest in these sort of heads. Why do you think that is, Ben? Why do you think Enable have actually put investment into this head, which are non-quota carrying roles?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm new into the team. I only joined in February, and when I saw the job advert, I had a double take when you kind of read through what the role was, what the requirements were. You're like, this is really a thing. I think other organizations do have similar sounding roles, but they are a lot more tightly tied to driving revenue or driving streams. Like people have been asking me all week, like what's the deal with the head nerds? What do you actually do? And I think I'm starting to summarize it as we try and make people happy. Like we solve problems, we figure out ways of doing things, and to Marc Andre's point, like we take feedback from people and try and do stuff with it. So keeping people happy, and ultimately if we've got happy partners, that's what we want, right?
I was aware, though, that it's not just Enable's partners you'll deal with. When I actually spoke to John, he said actually it could be any partner that's not even using you would actually get access to you, which, again, completely freaks me out. And I could actually ring up myself as an MSP, not dealing with you, and actually get some advice.
But from a marketing and sales perspective, right, like to get leads for lead gen, you should be giving stuff out first. You have to build your credibility. You have to build your authority in the space. And what is better credibility and authority making than giving great content, great training, great advice out for free, right? Because if you're giving this high quality material out for free, what must it be like if I'm actually an Enable partner? Like, what's that extra bit that I could get? And so, like, that's the bet. And I talk about this from an MSP sales and marketing perspective. If you want to generate new leads for your business, you have to be willing to give stuff away for free, because that's how you set yourself apart from other vendors in the space. And I just wanted to make a comment, like, yes, the head nerds are only 5 years old, but I've been part of Enable for 20 years, and I came in as the original account manager. So the head nerds is new to Enable, but the whole notion of account management and helping MSPs grow their business, Enable was at the forefront of it 20 years ago. because I was one of the first ones that they hired in.
You're not even a nerd, really, Stephanie.
I'm not.
I can't even take you seriously as a nerd.
I know.
You're not really a nerd at all. You're a salesperson.
That whole notion of taking care of your customers, right? And that's what the head nerds are. We're just an extension of the philosophy that Enable has had for 20 years, over 20 years, about taking care of your customers. Because if we can take care of our partners, help our partners grow, as Ben said, they're gonna be happy and they're gonna want to come back and do more business with us. And so nerds knew the whole concept of taking care of your partners through account management, not new.
Let's talk about the event. What do you actually get out of this? Do you actually have lots of engagement with customers? Are they coming in here using this? Or are you just playing games all the time? Is that what it is in here?
We get a lot of feedback, a lot of good discussions, a lot of work to do after the event. But something simple I'm going to use as an example, right? We're about community as well, enormously. There's this lady from an MSP that was here. She's a 24-year-old local from Germany. She came into the Learn Lounge not knowing what to do. She's like, I'm by myself. I'm surrounded by 500 plus people. I'm young. I'm shy. I don't know what should I do? She sat down with me. We played a little bit of Xbox for 5 minutes. We talked. We got her a little at ease. Then I had to get up to do something. A couple partners sat down, played with her for an hour. And now the four of them at the end, they became four. They hung out the whole event. Now they became friends. They're leaving with new acquaintances. They built a little community with themselves. That alone, to me, helps a lot within the group. It also makes it worth it for me to have that lounge and that. And there's a lot more. There's a little business corner. People talk and work. There's a lot of swag that we've been giving out. And we do a lot of training. I think I was working overall at around 32 sessions, so a lot of things that we were doing. So it's been very, very, very fun overall, yeah.
I was going to ask you, Ben, actually, the event itself, it's really kudos to you as well. It's been a great event. It doesn't feel like a sales pitch from a vendor.
No.
It feels like an actual collaboration of like-minded people, shared learning, best practices. Has that been something that the team has tried to sort of cultivate for these events?
Yeah, I mean, just a comment along the previous lines, and then maybe Mark can take that. But again, like my experience is outside of the Enable world up until this point, and a lot of people were saying, like, I bet this conference feels different to you, and it'll have a different vibe to what you're used to. But for me, it absolutely doesn't. I've done a lot of time in community conferences where they're a sponsor, sure, but they're not by a particular organization. And so they are very friendly, they're very open, there's a very kind of, open philosophy for sharing. That's what this is like to me. It doesn't feel like a particular vendor-orientated conference. Like everybody is willing to have a chat, have a conversation, and share stuff.
And Stephanie, I'll let you close the show, actually. What would be the one outtake that you think if an MSP wasn't at this event and they were going to come to Florida next year and you thought, this is why you should turn up, apart from playing Xbox with Mark and sitting in here getting some good advice about what you should be doing with your MSP, but why should they attend this event?
There's so many reasons why you should be attending this event, but I think the whole notion of, and John talked about it and David talked about it in the opening, like the answer's in the room. And so it's making those peer connections, it's making those introductions with other MSPs. Like we are a vendor, and yes, we are 100% dedicated to education, but we are not MSPs. So being able to come here with 400 to 500 other MSPs who are in the trenches, fighting the same battles that you are from a technology perspective, from a growth perspective, from a revenue perspective, and being able to hear from us who work with MSPs every day, but also with the actual MSPs that are doing building their businesses from the ground up and expanding their business, and being able to talk to them about what did you do, what worked for you, oh that didn't work. That type of knowledge and education with your peers, you can't get from reading a book or listening to a podcast or you just have to be there in person, immerse yourself with other like-minded people. Our best-in-class MSPs that are growing, they're the ones that are part of the peer network. And so as Mark said, like this is where you can come if you don't have a peer network or a group of MSPs to talk to. You can start and build it here or strengthen it here. So that would probably be being here with other like-minded businesses is the main reason.
You've been a great guest. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much.